Everyone, and welcome to Cooking Adventures with Katie, Season 2, Episode 3. We are going to do Tamago Gohan, if I pronounced it right or even remembered what it is. What it is a Japanese style breakfast where it's really simple and surprisingly good. But all it really is sushi rice cooked, sprinkled with salt, some soy sauce, sesame seeds, and a raw egg on top. That's it. And for as surprisingly simple as it is, it might catch a lot of you off guard, but in actual reality, I honestly don't know what to say it tastes like. Somewhere between like oatmeal porridge, not oatmeal, but like maybe like rice pudding and like an omelette. Like, it's weird because you can't quite place the taste, but it's good. It's really good. And for as simple as it is. So I'm gonna get my rice cooker and things ready, and we'll get started on some Tamago Gohan, Japanese style sushi breakfast. Because it's totally 11:30 and I feel like breakfast. Alright, so sitting in front of you is my rice cooker. Now, my rice cooker is just a simple little American doodad with keep warm and cook. And all I do is just and let it go. So I cannot find my rice cup measurement doodad. So I'm going to use my regular 1 cup fish, a regular measuring cup. And I'm going to use 1 cup of rice. Now, that being said, here's the thing with rice, is you want to rinse it off. Rinsing it off releases extra starches that are not necessary, make it a little bit better for you if they don't stick as much, things like that. Rinse off your rice. Right now, my sink is absolutely chock full of dishes from the crock pot chicken the other night, which, David's approval. It's like the only thing that I've made that he's like, wow, 100. Yeah, he cooks. I don't. This is why we have adventures. So you want to put your 1 cup into your rice cooker with a 1.5 cups of water. And it can be hot water, cold water, filtered water, not filtered water, 1.5 cups. That's it. And now we wait. Takes about 30 minutes for the rice to cook. So, about 30 minutes. So, while we're waiting for the rice to cook, I figured I'd tell you guys about some of the things that I've learned during my adventures. No particular reason, just it's really, I don't really feel like a 5-minute video. Sometimes they're nice. Other times it's nah. So, if you want to fast forward to when the rice is done, I'd say maybe the last 3 minutes. Go for it. I won't blame you. It's just pointless shenanigans right here now. Anyway, so, yeah, the crock pot chicken earned boyfriend's approval, which the only other thing that got his approval were the cranberry bliss bars from Christmas or Easter. I think it was Easter. Last year? Yeah, because I did the Easter dyed deviled eggs? Deviled eggs, yeah, that. And those were requested by him, so hey, and if I'm to do the Bliss bars again, I've got to order dairy-free white chocolate off of the internets. So, that'll be fun and exciting while waiting for 2 weeks for them to show up. So, let's see. Things I've learned. Cook the meat first when you're doing spaghetti or ground meat. Cook the meat first, and then once the meat is done, you drain the oil and fat and grease, and hopefully that won't fall. You drain the grease, and then you put in your onions and celery, tomatoes, whatever else you're adding. Add that after the meat's cooked. Don't cook it first and then throw it in there, because from what boyfriend says, you're no longer cooking the meat, or excuse me, yeah, you're not cooking the meat, you're then boiling it, which affects the flavor of the meat. So yeah, and so there's that. Oh, this is broth or stock or something that David made. I think it's broth because it's clear. And so the next episode is going to be a soup of some sort, in which I got to figure out what I'm going to do, because it's chicken stock from the chicken from the other night. So it's going to be delicious. Also, something that I've learned is when you have a gas stove, don't open up the bottom drawer and pull something out from underneath it, because gas, flames, hot. Yeah, you can't see it. Well, I can now. I don't know if you'll be able to. There's like right there's a slight miscoloration. I don't know if you can see it. I went to grab the cooling racks for the pumpkin from the other day and burnt the tar out of my fingers. Shit was hot, bro. Like, you would think I would know these things, and normally I do, but I was just like, oh, it's underneath the stove, it's not gonna be hot. Yeah, no, we have a gas stove now and not an electric one, so it doesn't quite work like that. Yeah. And another thing that I've learned is to always cook with love. Going back to the pie crust episode, I got very frustrated and ended up having to stop and take a nap in the middle of it, because screw that stupid pie crust, it's not working, and Jeebus crackers, frick frackin' Mosakra. I think I made 3 crusts, because third time's a charm. But also, if you try and make something when you're angry, it doesn't work out, because then you put your hate and nastiness into the food, and the food ends up coming out less than ideal, or it won't come out at all, or it'll taste bad, or it might taste delicious, but look horrid. So, if you can't cook happy, or cook with love, or any of those shenanigans, go take a nap, or eat a Snickers, or something, because in the end, your food and whoever you're feeding, well, thank you. Also, the reason why you wash your rice is because you see in the rice cooker how there's all those bubblies and it's bubbling. That's why you wash your rice. I've had this argument with boyfriend a couple of times. He's like, no, just put it in there. That's why I put the steamer basket on top so it doesn't overflow. And I'm like, just wash your rice, bro. And he's like, who knows what's cooking? And I'm like, point, alright, cool. But in the end, it doesn't matter. We still have rice and we still eat delicious tasties that he cooks because he knows how to cook and I don't. I do wonder though, because boyfriend has used the stove a couple of times, and both times that he's used the stove, the fire alarm has gone off because smoke and mirrors and magic tricks and I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna attach the smoke alarm to the wall and see if it goes off tonight. Ha ha ha. That'll be interesting. I wonder how that'll work. Oh, and one thing before I get started washing these dishes. Where'd it go, Rick? I ended up putting the pumpkin into a personal little smoothie blender. And this, put it all in one little quart bag. Evidently this is 2 pies, but I'm just gonna assume 1. So, there will be an episode because I asked boyfriend, I was like, when should I do pumpkin pie? And he's like, tomorrow or tonight? And I'm like, oh, well, I need to get stuff for crust. And it's a ginger snap crust, but he doesn't like ginger snap cookies. So, we'll figure that out. I do wonder what I should do for the chicken or for the soup tonight, because I've got a couple of different kinds of noodles, and I've also got that onion and that celery and a bunch of stuff in my sink that's causing the water to not drain because rice is done because I don't have a disposal. But anyway, I have celery and onion. No more potatoes, carrots, and I have bacon, and deer sausage, and pepperoni, but that was gonna go towards pepperoni taco shell pizza things that we had done last or before. I think I might just do kind of like a general chicken noodle soup, but I've got a bunch of different noodles, so we'll see how that works out. I'd like to make a dairy-free baked spaghetti this season. I've been thinking about that a lot the last couple of days. I think that would be fun, and David can have spaghetti. Not spaghetti, macaroni. You can have macaroni and cheese. Alright, so the rice is done. Yeah, rinse your rice so you don't get this unfortunate event. Anyway, so add salt. Now, when it comes to sushi rice, it has a tendency to be quite salty. Unless you're making sushi, in which case you add a little bit of sugar to make it a little bit sweet. So, salt. And then you stir it with your trusty rice. Mine's fancy with a piece of plastic around it that probably will not last long. It just looks nice. Alright. Now, here's where the variation comes in. I am more than likely going to be eating this entire thing of rice. So, taste test. Is it salty enough? Is it the right texture? Is it a little bit crunchy? Like, how is it? Alright, now I'm going to add other things. This is where I'm going to be adding rice vinegar and some sesame seed. Now, originally, it doesn't call for rice vinegar. I like the rice vinegar, so I'm adding that myself. So I'm gonna get that and we'll go from there. Alright, so rice vinegar. Just gonna do just a little splash. And then mix that in. And also what it does is it helps with the malleableness of the rice because, well, it's sticky. Alright. Now you add it to your bowl. This breakfast is very, very filling. So if you have the time to dedicate to making a batch of sushi rice, it'll fill you up for the most of the day. Like, if you're short on funds, but you have a rice cooker, and you have salt, get you some sushi rice and some eggs. Breakfast. And if you don't want to add salt, don't add salt. Or don't add a lot. Oh, I don't know. Okay, so that is empty. So I can unplug that. So now, I have my bowl of rice. I'm going to add some soy sauce. I'm surprised that we had some because I thought we were out and I was getting ready to use Maggi. Alright, and then you add your sesame seeds. And then you add your raw egg. Okay, and just garnish. Ta-da! Now, to eat, you acquire a pair of some chopsticks and you stir. Oh, which brings me to a funny joke. I was at a restaurant one time and the waiter came up and he's like, let me show you something funny. He's like, Japanese eat down here, Chinese eat up here, Americans eat like this. Being American, I thought that was pretty funny. But also, in some cultures, the further away from the tip you can eat shows your skills with chopsticks. So anyway, to stir, you simply take your chopsticks together, pierce your yolk, and stir. Ah, sacrilege! Yolk just went all over my pants. It's like spilling coffee. Sacrilege is what that is. Now the intent is to sort of halfway cook the egg yolk, but in actual reality, it doesn't. The rice isn't hot enough. Even if you pull it out just as soon as the rice cooker's done. Really all it does is, I suppose, maybe kill the bacteria? I don't know. But it's good. So, And to be honest with you, this is the first time I've put soy sauce in it, because I honestly forgot we had soy sauce. So, taste test. Tastes like an omelet with soy sauce. So everybody, thank you for participating in this Cooking Adventures episode, Season 2, Episode 3, Tamago Gohan, Japanese breakfast. And thanks for hanging out with me while I did some dishes. There were a lot more. It's just there's so much big stuff. I don't have enough space in my washing machine. Dishwasher. That. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Like, subscribe, comment, give me some ideas. I'd really enjoy them. Yeah. So, thanks for hanging out. I'll see y'all next time, and happy adventures.